Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about the North Node in Scorpio and natal horoscope. As most of you know, the North Node is connected with our, so we could say, our soul's mission and purpose this time around, so to speak, and what we may accentuate or emphasize after the age, say, around 30. And anyway, let me get started. The North Node in Scorpio. I think one fundamental thing about this is that it's about disconnecting from the South Node in Taurus to some degree, and looking at being able to go through transformation, regeneration, going through change, getting out of the rut that might be very consistent and kind of an almost monotonous routine like state that would be indicated by the South Node in Taurus. I think once this person that has the North Node in Scorpio is willing to accept certain upheavals and changes and embraces it, this person will be able to pursue certain things connected with the North Node in Scorpio, which such as perhaps things connected with astrology or psychology, investigation, some kind of police, forensic work, something where they're working on some kind of unsolved mysteries, which would be pretty much the police detective thing, and we can or just some occult or supernatural interest. When the person finds perhaps something of interest that is connected with what I was just talking about, then perhaps they can make their money, which is associated with the South Node in Taurus. And the thing that was the South Node in Taurus, I refer to the South Node as the kind of the redundant part of the horoscope, something that may have been overemphasized up until around age 30. The thing is, the people that have the North Node in Scorpio and emphasize the characteristics and that are associated with this and the interests, then they could achieve perhaps that financial stability that is indicated by the South Node in Taurus. Now, another thing is that the North Node in Scorpio is not necessarily about wanting thriving on crisis situations or what have you, but just having an ability to go out and meet the challenges and bouncing back from adversity, being resilient, which is much like the symbolism of Scorpio. We know about how it's symbolic with Phoenix rising from the ashes and being able to accept the transformation and change that's associated with the sign Scorpio. Now, it's like people that have this placement are going to learn to be perhaps pursue things with intensity, which is indicated by the sign of Scorpio, being able to detach themselves perhaps from being stagnant, from their routine, from just maybe kind of sitting passively and thinking that things are just going to happen automatically, and this person comes to realize in the latter part of their life, more likely than not, that being stagnant is not the answer, and that being out actively and trying and doing the things forcefully, not necessarily romping over anyone, but doing things in a way where they come out with a little more aggression and passion, and thus will have a better chance of achieving their goals and aspirations by doing so. And I think that's really one of the main things that's really associated with the person that has the North Node in Scorpio, is to come out and just focus more on the action, not forcing maybe a situation or what have you, but just going out and trying to pursue the things that he or she needs to do in going out. Like say if this person is trying to find their love, their elusive love, for example, and that was one of their things. Obviously, if you're stagnant and don't do much, you won't, if you revert back to the South Node in Taurus, you won't be able to attain or achieve this very likely. But if you go out and you try to actually search for the person, then obviously you have a much better chance of getting it. But at the same time, when I say don't force the issue, don't, it's not about being super aggressive or assertive or trying to force, like say, force somebody to like you, for example. I mean, but it means that just to go out to do the things necessary to have a better opportunity to make things happen, because obviously staying in one place is not going to be the solution. And by going out and not just kind of waiting on something to happen passively, you have better chance of making controlling the own destiny, and without you can quote unquote manipulate your own life a little bit better, as long as you don't use the Scorpio tendency negatively and attempt to manipulate anybody else in the process. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for the North Node in Scorpio and a natal horoscope. And stay tuned next time, where I'll be dissertating and talking about the North Node in Sagittarius and a natal chart. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis on a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because a person astrologically is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.